Rams.
All right, guys, welcome back to the NLF Coaching Podcast, Episode 2. Today we have a special guest, our friend and NFL punter, Ethan Evans.
Yep, so Ethan is the punter for the Rams, and he's been a member at No Limits Fitness for, 3 or 4 years now, probably, Ethan?
Yeah, it was like right when y'all moved over here from the old gym.
Yeah, so he's been with us for a while. He's been we're not taking the credit for him getting to the NFL. That's all on him. We're just maybe a tidbit, right? But we want to get into some questions for Ethan to talk about, what it's like being in the NFL, what the strength training's like, what his regiment's like. So we'll get straight into it. Nate, what's our first question?
So walk us through what your journey has been from high school athletics through college and how you made it to the NFL. Walk us through that process a little bit, what that's looked like.
I started playing football my freshman year of high school. My high school team wasn't really good my first 2 years in high school, but it was kind of the classic story of, hey, we need a kicker who played soccer, and I grew up playing soccer since I could walk. So freshman year, I started kicking the football around. Then around my junior year, I was like, it'd be pretty cool to go play college football, get a scholarship and go to college for free because my parents, with my dad being a police officer and my mom being a paramedic at the time, we didn't have a lot of money, so I knew it wasn't going to be able to go to the school I wanted. So I was like, well, I'm just going to try to get a scholarship for football. So the summer leading up to my senior year, I took a massive road trip. Went down to Florida, and I ended up in Syracuse, New York, made stops to colleges all along the way. Got back from Syracuse. I had a couple preferred walk-on offers and got back, and I was like, man, I really need a scholarship or, I'm going to have to go to community college or join the military. So after that, my dad just looked at me. He's like, hey, try out these Division II schools. So found a couple D2 schools in Carolina, like Lenore Ryan and Barton and all sorts of stuff. And then eventually I found Wingate, and I went down there, paid my $30 for whatever it was for a specialist camp, and went out there, kicked really good. And 5 minutes after the camp, the head coach walked up and offered me a full scholarship on the spot, and I committed a couple days later. And then after that, joined the Wingate Bulldogs, and then from there just kept getting progressively better in kicking and kept getting stronger and stronger. And, eventually that led me to Los Angeles.
That's so sick, man, because being a parent and you speak to other parents, and I think so many parents think my kid has to be, D1, all the scholarships, they've got to be the best of the best. And maybe you're an anomaly. I don't know if most of your teammates for the Rams, are most of them, are they in a similar situation to you, or most of them D1 athletes? How did that work?
There's actually a lot of guys that started their career out as, walk-ons at D1 schools. We don't really have any other D2 guys on the team, but Nate Landman, our star inside linebacker, he started off as a walk-on at Colorado, and then, eventually earned his scholarship at Colorado and, thought he was getting drafted. And then he comes out as an undrafted free agent and, he has to work his butt off to be able to join the Falcons, and then comes from the Falcons to us and, balls out for 7-8 games. And after that, he signs a $25 million contract. So not everybody's journey is going to be, all sunshine and rainbows, but, if you just keep at it and keep grinding, eventually you'll get to what you want. And, he's a great example of that. He's one of my good buddies on the team, and, he's just a example of what you can do if you just stick to it and just grind it out.
That's awesome. So that kind of brings us to a good point. So you said you're the only D2 guy on the team. That's I'm sure a lot of people would want to know, what was that experience like? How did you get exposure to opportunities in the NFL coming from a smaller college? I know that's not as common.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was kind of it was a good situation because a football field is 100 yards long no matter where you play. You could be playing at SoFi Stadium or you could be playing at Wingate, where the stadium holds 1,000 people. So a 50-yard punt's a 50-yard punt, no matter where you are. So for me, it was the exposure was kind of easier, I guess, for me, just because, like I said, a 50-yard punt's a 50-yard punt. But, for guys like a D lineman or something at a D2 level, that's balling out, coaches will look and be like, well, he's balling out, but he's also at a D2 level. For me, it was just like, wow, he's kicking the ball 50, 60, 70, 80 yards. You can't take that away. Like 50 yards is 50 yards, no matter where you are.
And the other take home from me for that is obviously you have my kind of football or for American soccer background. So I guess the fact that you can be diverse, right? I mean, it's like, yeah, obviously soccer doesn't translate to being a quarterback, but it's also for the kids out there that think they have to specifically be in one sport from the age of 10, and be super specific. I think there's a lot of examples in the NFL, in the NBA, in the MLB, where a lot of those guys could have made it in a different sport as well, right? So you don't necessarily have to specialize in that exact skill from a super young age. So what was the transition like from playing soccer to going to football? Was that a strange transition?
Yeah, it was, because with the soccer ball, I was a goalie, so you can toss it up and just hit the crap out of it and it'll go. With the football.
You're trying to say there's no skill?
There's skill in it, but for a football, you can't do that. You can't just toss it up and hit it like you're going to hit a knuckleball. You'll hit shanks, hit it left and right, backwards, all sorts of stuff. Punting a football is very, very technical. You just got to try to hit a spiral, and we make it look easy, but it took me, gosh, I mean, I still am trying to hit the perfect spot every time. I've been punting football for 10 years, and I'll still have shanks here and there. It's such a technical part of football that not a lot of people notice it, but no, I think soccer really helped me out, because if I do mess up on my drop or something, my soccer background would kind of take over, and I can kind of readjust super quick and still be able to hit a good ball from my soccer background.
That's awesome.
So obviously we want to get some fitness involved in this. Fitness guys here. Talk to us a little bit about how strength training has impacted your athletic career. Talk to us a little bit about what your training looks like, things of that nature, to help you perform as an athlete in the NFL.
Yeah, so my dad was a huge lifter. I mean, he's probably got the strongest shoulders I've ever seen. I'll be lucky if I ever see somebody with stronger upper body and shoulders than him. But when I was in high school, we didn't have a lot of money to send me to camps and see coaches and everything to try to get my technique down. So when I told him I wanted to play college ball, he was like, okay, well, he's like, I don't know much about kicking, but I know how to lift weights. So he's like, what we're going to do is we're just going to make you kick harder than everybody else. So that way, even if you do hit a shank or something, it still goes a certain distance. So those high school lifts, man, he put me in the dirt. I was crawling out of the gym pretty much every time. I mean, he just pushed me to my absolute limits. But once I got to college, I had a really strong background in technique and how to lift and everything. And then once I got to college, that's when I slowly started to progress into getting as strong as I possibly could. And, my squat went from 405 my freshman year to 495 my sophomore year to 675 my junior year. And now it's probably around 750-ish, somewhere around there. But I will never falter from that mindset of, I'm still not as technically sound as other punters in the league, but I just know I have a stronger leg than them. So I'll just keep training and keep getting as strong as I possibly can until, eventually I hit the ripe age of 30 something, and I have to kind of tone it back and do some banded exercises. But until that point, I'm just going to keep getting as strong as I can and just trying to hit, the punt as high and as far as I can.
Yeah, I think for reference for our listeners that, maybe don't come to the gym and haven't seen you on Instagram, Ethan is deadlifting in the 800s. You said squatting in the 7s and benching. I don't know. What are you benching like?
It's probably around 405 right now, if I had to guess. I haven't pushed. I haven't pushed it yet. We'll see, though, towards the end of March.
So I think the moral of the story is that being brutally strong is almost always beneficial, right? It's like
absolutely, yeah.
There's very few athletic endeavors or sports where it doesn't pay to have a great strength background. You know, maybe for soccer, those guys aren't going to be putting up those kind of numbers, but they're definitely still in the weight room. They're still lifting just in some capacity. And so, yeah, I think if you're a younger listener listening to this, that like there is not much of a downside to getting really brutally strong. And even in a bodybuilding background, I know you've talked about maybe doing, you know, when your NFL career is over, which, you know, God willing, it's a long time away, but you've talked about maybe doing some powerlifting meets, right?
Yep.
So even if you're looking at getting into bodybuilding as a youngster, I think having a background of strength is probably my biggest regret. I don't know about you, Nate, is I didn't really focus on getting brutally strong in the beginning. It was all kind of like pump work, chasing the pump. And then after being in it for years, I was like, I need to get brutally strong because the other best natural bodybuilders in the world are freakishly strong. You know, the top bodybuilders are very, very strong. You see, even if you take like Chris Bumstead, I think in his peak, he was incline benching 405 for reps. Like that's strong, right?
Yeah.
Like that's, you can say he's just focused on mind muscle connection, but that's raw strength.
Yeah. So with the strength sharing side of things, with you being on the team and stuff, like during season, do the coaches put any restraints on your lifting, or they let you kind of have free reign? I'm sure, like with the numbers that you put up, the coaches probably get a little nervous sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, Coach Lovett, our head strength coach, I mean, he's super, super smart. I mean, he won Strength Coach of the Year for the NFL 2 years ago. He's very, very smart. Like he's not a type of guy that's like, oh, like we got to do band exercises and stretch out. Like we don't want to push it too hard. You know, we don't want guys to get injured. He's like, no. He's like, our guys, like linemen, are going out there. They're 300 plus pounds going up against other 300 plus pound dudes, or they're going up against like a Jared Verse who's 270 something and can run a 4.840 and is just as strong as like an ox. He's like, we have to like push guys and make sure that their strength stays up during the season within reason. Like we're not trying to shoot for like any big PRs or anything in the season. So with me, like he understands like my lower body strength and explosiveness is the most important for me. And if I lose it, then, my punch will go down. So, we still squat decently heavy. We still deadlift, hex bar. We don't do straight bar that often. And if we do, it's more like stiff legged deadlifts. But he knows how important it is to like stay strong throughout the season. Because you can't just like go into the off season, build up all this strength and muscle, and then come back and it's like, oh, good job, pal. Like now we got to like make you lose it all. That's not his goal. His goal is to keep guys as strong as they can throughout the whole season. And also, make sure that their body feels good. So that way our accessory work is like very like high mobility, higher reps, just try to keep the muscle built. And I mean, he's awesome. He's super, he's just an awesome coach.
That's a great point, because I often think you mentioned earlier that you make it look easy what you do, which I think when we watch any professional athletes on TV do what they do, they make it look so easy. And part of that is just sheerly the amount of reps that they've done, the amount of time they've put in. But I think there's a massive disconnect between just how freakishly athletic NFL guys are, right? Yeah. So like when you went from college to the NFL and you first walked in that locker room or out to practice, were you kind of just taken aback by how incredible, your teammates were, or what was that experience like for you?
Oh, first time I saw Aaron Donald out there on the field, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, this is a different cat right here. Like when you see him, he's 200 and I mean, at the time he was 290 pounds, of rock solid muscle, like just absolute just freak. And then you go out there and you watch his footwork and just how fast he gets off the line and just like the movements he can do with his hands. Like, I mean, it was just like, I can't describe it. It was just unbelievable to see a guy that big and that strong move that quick. And then, you see Matthew Stafford out there throwing the football. Like, our quarterback at Wingate was pretty good. But then I saw him throw and I was like, wow, like the no-look pass that he does, like he'll be looking right and he'll throw a 50-yard bomb to the left. It's just like, it's just stuff you can't teach. It's just guys just being the top guys in the world.
And meanwhile, there's us sat back watching you guys on TV, like, what was that? I could
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable to see those guys for the first time. And I'm sitting over there, sitting on the Gatorade cooler, just waiting for punt period to go out and hit a couple punts.
So you, if my memory is correct, you trained with him when he was still playing, right? Were you guys training?
Yeah, we hit a couple arm workouts. I did not want to do anything else but arms with him because I saw his other workouts and I was like, yeah, it's not for me. But nah, dude, he runs the rack on arms and like he'll start off with like the 50s and he'll do like probably 60, 70 reps with those. And then he'll go down to the 40s. He'll do like 50 reps with those. And he'll just run the rack all the way down. And then after that, he'll go do like 1,000 reps on tricep extensions. And then he'll do other curls. I mean, just the amount of like reps and like just sets that he did was just mind boggling. And he still does. Like he slimmed down a lot because, he told everybody that, just trying to maintain 290 at that low body fat and still be as fast as he was. It was just getting too hard for him being year 10. And AD was like, if I'm not going to be the number one guy in the league, then there's no point in me being in the league anymore. Which is, I have full respect for it. I mean, retired 10-time Pro Bowler, 8 and 9-time All-Pro, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer for sure. Yeah, I mean, just his workouts and everything. And then Verse this year came up to me. He's like, yo, how hard are AD's workouts? And I was like, dude, I just did arms with him. And I was like, I will probably never hit arms that hard ever again in my life. He's like, man, I'm going to go work out with him. And I was like, good luck, bud. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. Comes back the next day and he's like, yeah. He's like, that was pretty hard. I kind of threw up a little bit. I was like, I told you, no, dude, they did he does like full body workouts now. Like he's gone away from like the upper day, the lower day, and this. He does full body workouts every day now. It's ridiculous.
What do you think is the most freakish athletic thing you've seen since you've been in the NFL? Like, do you have one thing that sticks out in your head that like you are just absolutely mind blown by that you've seen?
I would honestly say every time Puka Nacua gets a ball in his hand, like you meet Puka in person, and he's like just this happy-go-lucky like guy, like one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And then he gets out on the field, does his 3 back slaps, and as soon as he steps out on the field, you're like, oh, something special is about to happen. I mean, this man's doing, like, when we played in Carolina, he made a overhand, like, one-handed catch, like, fully extended. Like, it was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. And my kicker, who's super nice guy, never cusses or anything. When Puka made that catch, I mean, he just dropped so many F-bombs. No, I mean, every time you see him like get a ball in his hand, like the run after the catch, like his contact balance, like he's got guys 30, 40 pounds heavier than him running after him full speed and knocking him, and then he just keeps going. You're just like, holy cow, like that's a different beast right there. So yeah, I would probably say just every time I see Puka get a ball in his hands.
Well, you did have your own ESPN highlight this year, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
You want to talk us through that moment?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time we played Seattle. We're up by 2 points and minute and 40 some seconds to go. We get to the 50-yard line and we're like, oh, we got a punt. And I know their Seattle's kicker very well, and I'm like, this guy has like the leg to hit a 65-yard field goal, so like I got to try to put this punt, as close to the goal line as I can. Caught the punt, looked downfield, picked the target out, and I was like, all right, let's just punt it towards it. Hopefully, we get a good bounce here, and hit it, bounced at the one, went straight up in the air, and I was sitting there with my hands on my knees just watching it, and then bounced out of bounds like at the 1-inch line. And once I saw the ref signal where it went out, I kind of just blacked out and went insane, and probably got a concussion or two from all the headbutts I was given all my guys. But yeah, no, that was a super cool moment. Definitely probably the coolest moment I've had in the league for myself. Hopefully have some more moments like that next season.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're going into year 4, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So what's your approach this offseason to look at making improvements for your game for next year? Like, what's that looking like?
Yeah. So, I mean, this year I'm taking my training in the offseason a little more serious and focusing on hypertrophy work, thanks to Coach Nate right here. We're focusing more on hypertrophy work because, when it comes to our barbell, I'm pretty good at it. But when it comes to the hypertrophy work, Nate can attest to this. The first day I did it, I got like 2 sets into everything, and then I just crashed out on everything. So, taking my hypertrophy training a little more serious, and my nutrition a little more serious as well. I just want to come back healthier and still lifting heavy. I'm still trying to get as strong as I can, but I also want to take care of my body. Make myself look stronger, feel healthier, and once I start kicking again here in a couple days, taking my technique a little more serious and try to be more consistent this go around. And yeah, hopefully get an extension after this year.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I know the wear and tear of a long NFL season, so I'm sure like the work that you're doing in the off season to prepare for the season is going to help big time with the longevity. And got some big news coming up this off season, right? Something exciting on the horizon for you?
Yeah, I'm getting married in like March 29th, so about a month and 2 weeks.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm ready for this wedding plan to be done. It's like I'm in purgatory every month, and then every minute of every day is just like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? But no, it's fun. I'm super excited. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
I think I've always felt this way, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners will as well. People are so intrigued by what is the life of an NFL athlete like, and I'm sure you probably have a decent amount of downtime, right? So like,
yeah,
when you're in season, what does a regular day in the life of an NFL player look like?
Yeah, so I mean, we'll get to the facility around 6 a.m., eat breakfast. If a couple of guys got treatment, they'll do their treatment before meetings. About 8 o'clock in the morning, we'll have a couple meetings. We'll have a team meeting, and then after that, we'll break up. They'll go to offense and defense meeting, and then the specialist will go meet with the special teams coach and talk about like what we're going to do at practice that day. Yada yada yada. After that, we get like 2 hours of free time. So me and the specialist will go play like darts or something and just kind of goof around that whole time. Then we'll have a walkthrough. And then after walkthrough, we'll eat lunch. Then everybody gets like an hour to kind of chill out, decompress for meetings, get taped up if they need it. And then we'll go out to practice. We'll do our special teams very beginning of practice. And then after that, we'll go in and lift while the other guys practice this whole time. And then about 4 o'clock, practice will be over and we'll go home for the day. And then after that, I go home, eat dinner, play some video games or watch a movie and go to sleep, and then wake up, do it all over again.
Awesome. So I'm sure that this is a big component of high-level athletics, that the Rams have really got you guys honed in on. But what have you guys managed the sports performance pressure of high level athletics and handling game situational stuff?
Yeah. So for all the other guys, they only lift Monday and Wednesday. That's like their scheduled lifts. Like that's like the days like you have to come in and lift. And they give guys the option of, if you want to come lift more, you can. But if you don't want to, you don't need to. But we try to get two lifts in per week for all the other guys. I lift Monday through Friday just because I don't have as big of a workload as all the other guys do. Some guys come in and lift, 4 times a week because they need it. And then other guys like the freak of nature athletes like Devontae Adams or something, like they'll come lift twice a week and be just fine. It's just all like they have it set up for like each player like to have like something specific towards them. Like this guy needs more recovery work. This guy needs to lift this much more, or this guy doesn't need to do this. They just have it. Each player has like his own thing that like they need to do, and they have it all planned out for, hey, this guy's knees bother him sometimes, so let's make sure we do extra treatment on his knees or his hamstring, his back, whatever. But they really schedule it out really well and make sure that all the guys are taken care of evenly.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd imagine it's like a well-oiled machine from start to finish. They're taking care of you guys as much as they can. Something that I've always been interested in is like the psychology of pro athletes. And, my background is obviously playing soccer, where it's there's not much stop-start. I mean, for, 45-minute half, you're pretty much going, and it's all just, you're in the game. You don't have much time to think about anything other than the game. Obviously, in football, you have periods where you're not called upon, right? I mean, especially like as a punter, if you're not getting 4th downs, you're not punting. How do you kind of manage your mindset and just be ready to go whenever you need to be ready to go? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, for me personally, I mean, I just try to stay as relaxed as I possibly can. When I first started playing football, I was like, oh gosh, like if it gets to 2nd down, I need to go hit this many balls into the net. I need to do this, I need to do that. But then once I got to college and I kind of, started to form into what I became as a punter, I kind of realized like, hey, like I don't need to hit this many punts in a game. I don't need to be like this amped up. Every now and then I still get like pretty amped up and I'm like, oh, like I'm ready to go. But I've just learned to like control the adrenaline a little bit better. And like I'll go hit maybe 1 or 2 punts into the net and be ready to go. But I mean, I've hit thousands upon thousands upon thousands of punts in my life. So, my muscle memory just kind of takes over and knows what to do. It's just being relaxed as I possibly can be throughout the game. Because, we don't get that many plays and you can't sit there for 3.5 hours, like shaking in your boots, like, oh, I can't wait to like go out there and mash this football. Like, no, just sit out there and be relaxed as you can and just go out and just let your muscle memory take over. Go out and hit a smooth punt. And yeah.
No, that's a great answer. Yeah. And I think that actually translates a lot to lifting. I tell people that you've got to have controlled aggression. You can't come in the gym like you're on a warpath and then immediately just go balls to the wall, everything you got, every single set. Like there's got to be some method to the madness and the ability to flip the switch when the time is right, because if you also get too aggressive and lose too much control, then your technique goes out the window, which I would imagine is the same for you guys. You get too amped up and then you kind of not forget how to kick the ball, but you might lose some of your mechanics. So just staying in that relaxed mindset makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So can't lift like Tom Platz all the time.
So we've got time for one more question today. So let's end on something funny. What's a funny story you have from your playing career that would be worth sharing with the listeners?
You want like an on the field story or off the field story?
One of each, whatever you got.
The best.
All right. I'll go with this one. So our my rookie year, the NFL Players Association, they come in and they like let us know what the PA is all about and what benefits we get as NFL players and get invested and all this stuff. And then after we have those meetings, they have what's called the rookie dinner. My rookie year, we we had like 45 rookies, which was the most of any NFL team. Like it was a huge rookie class. So Dwayne, our NFL PA representative, was like, "Hey, we're going to go to Mastro's, which is like one of the nicest steakhouse in Los Angeles." We get to Mastro's, so we're like, "Hey, like, what can we order? Like, is it like a set menu? Can we only order like a 5-ounce fillet or something?" And he's like, "No, you can get whatever you want." And there's 45 guys, so we're like, "Okay." So then we all ordered the tomahawk steak, which was like a 72-ounce tomahawk steak for 45 guys. We ordered seafood towers, butter cakes. Like we pretty much ordered the whole menu. And after we got out, Dwayne comes on the bus and he's like, "I just want y'all to know." He's like, "PA called me because they saw how much we had spent, and they banned rookie dinners for the PA because of us." I won't disclose the amount we spent, but I'll just tell you it was absurd. And we also just absolutely destroyed that restaurant. Kobe Turner found a piano and started singing, and oh yeah, it was a crazy night. But yeah, so now the PA doesn't do rookie dinners anymore because of the Los Angeles Rams 2023 rookie class.
That's a heck of a story.
That's a great story. It's a great steakhouse too.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I would say for you as well is, what advice would you give to, younger people that are maybe going into college, they're at college, and they're looking at the next step in whatever, maybe the likelihood is they're not going to make it to the NFL, right, or to the major leagues in anything. I mean, it's a very small percentage of people that ever do. But what advice would you have for them, moving forward in their life and in their careers?
Yeah. So for me, like what I did was, I was like, "Oh, I'm at Wingate. Like I'm not going to the NFL. There's just no way." So I found something that I love to do, which was weight training, and, got my degree in exercise science and was going to go back and get my master's in kinesiology. And like, I started grinding my butt off to like be the best strength coach that I could. So I would just say for people that, are in athletics and, feel like they don't have a chance to get into the league, find something else that you're super passionate about. And, if it's like breathing to you, like you're going to be the best at it. Tom Platt said that, so I got to give credit to that. I can't take that as my own. But whatever you find like you're super interested in and want to do for your job, like spend all the time you can doing it and learning and getting better at it, becoming smarter and being the best of whatever you like. If you want to be an accountant, be the best accountant you can. If you want to be a strength coach, be the best strength coach you can. Like just stick to it and just like be the best at it you can. Never stop learning, never stop growing. Always try to learn and grow.
I'm fired up, man.
Yeah, love that.
Fired up. That's awesome. Great answer.
Great advice. All right, brother. Well, we appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Lots of stuff going on in the off season, the wedding planning and training and all that. So we appreciate you taking some time for the listeners. Really enjoyed the conversation. This was great.
Yeah.
This was great.
Ethan, you're the man, bro. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, boys.
All right, brother. Thank you.
See y'all.